What's up, everybody? Rick here at Bear Forex, and today is Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. How's everybody doing out there? Hope you had a good trading day. By the time this posts, it should be in the evening or overnight in most of the other countries. As I said yesterday, I will start doing these Monday through Friday because I'm actually enjoying doing it. And because I think you might get a little bit more out of it, and because I have the time, and it's good for me. It keeps me honest with my trading and myself. So I'm just going to do it. Why not? A little bit of news today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up 1.6% today in S&P 500, reaching all-time highs since February. Although that price is it's slightly above 3,500 today, and it was up 54 points. NASDAQ was up 116 and change, nearly 1%. And despite that, the U.S. dollar has gained a little bit of strength. And you can tell because the euro to U.S. dollar exchange rate was down from its 2-year best, even though the unemployment data, which isn't the real unemployment data for the foreign exchange, came out a little bit weak. But that didn't seem to matter. I guess it's all priced in already because traders didn't seem to care, which is good. That's good news. And then, after Abe's sudden departure, there's still really nothing happening with the USD JPY. It's still ranging between 106 and 107. Nothing's really changing there. So we'll talk about that in a minute when I get there. And then as far as the U.S. economy goes, U.S. companies have added fewer jobs in August. And remember, this is from ADP, which is a privately held company. So take that with a grain of salt, that those numbers are what those numbers are. Now, the reason it's significant is ADP. Basically, if you had a check-paying W-2 job somewhere in the U.S., there's a 70 to 80% chance at one point in your life your check said ADP. So they do a lot of processing, which is why it matters. Now, they don't do everyone, but they do a lot. And so according to them, that is why it's weaker, because they didn't add as many jobs. However, they've been adding a lot of jobs, and there's only so many jobs that you can add. Okay, plus let's not forget it's priced in because of the COVID nonsense. People still can't go back to work. They still can't get into their jobs. I mean, and you know how there's a lot of things keep telling me that this is a hoax. And I don't care if I get demonetized, because I know that YouTube has their little thing. Nancy Pelosi, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Nancy Pelosi showed up in San Francisco. She went inside a salon and got her hair done, and she wasn't wearing her mask. So I don't care what she says or what her lying handlers say. She knew. Everybody knows what the laws are here. Everybody knows how strict it is. Yeah, it's okay for her because she had to go on TV, and God forbid she looks like she's 80, even though she looks like she's 180. But that's neither here nor there. Now, after that quick news brief that I liked, so I think I might start doing that. If you don't like it, tell me, and I'll still do it. So now we're going to start. Let me fire up my charts here, and we can take a look-see at the trades. Oh, I'm going to start posting the trades that I've done, and I'm going to start posting them in the box below, as always, where everything is on YouTube. I'm going to post my trades, the open ones and all that. Now, it's going to be post when I did it, so you're not going to be able to take advantage of them because I'm not going to give you any advice. I'm just going to tell you what I did. However, if you're interested in knowing what I'm going to do as I'm doing it, or even a little bit before, if it interests you in any way, feel free to head over to my Patreon page at Bear Forex, where you can see how for just a few dollars a month, as a thank you, you can listen to my thought process as I execute my trades. Check, 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 check. Okay, here we are with the Aussie dollar. No trades open just yet as I'm waiting for price to slip down a little bit and decide whether it wants to bounce back up or break this garbage here and go ahead to the downside. So as of right now, there's nothing going on here. If anybody's trading this, I would warn you very, very much right now, if you are trading short term, that this is going to bounce along a little bit. It already slipped down and hit the 73, which is, looks like as of right now, the 73 is the new support level. And remember, this is the daily chart. If you slip down to the 4-hour, which is right now my favorite chart to trade, we could have made a little bit of change on this slide down here, which is awesome. And if you're interested in knowing what I do on the 4-hour charts and even seeing my results for the 4-hour, which I don't release, not even on my website, I only will release it to my Patreon subscribers as a thank you. As of right now, it's doing not bad. It's outperforming everything else, I'll tell you that. Now you can see my results for my own personal trading if you head to my website, bearforex.com, and you can just hit each portfolio and you'll see the daily and the weeklies there. And it's updated every month at the end of each month. I'll slip back here to the dailies. And yeah, so I would be extra careful if you are trading short terms. Be extra careful. There's going to be a little bit of bounce around and some volatility in between. 72 right now, the trading range is between 73 exactly and the high of 74, it looks like. So there's a 200 pip range right now, and right now it's at the lower end of that range. So I would be long right now if I was trading lower time frames, but I don't do that because I don't have the patience for it, and I got other things I can do. Moving on to Euro USD. Still bouncing along, and I swear this looks like it's just about to crash down. Now, it reached all the way up to 1.2 and then came slamming down over the last couple of days. Now, this was an indecision candle, and then this was the news when ADP news came out. Again, the Forex market is a wild market. If the ADP, which is for the United States dollar, it affects the United States dollar. The ADP came out and said that firms in the United States have added less jobs. Why would that strengthen the US dollar against the euro? Why? Just like if the stock market is at all-time highs, why is it that price is either stagnant or dropping? Why is price weakening? Why is the US dollar weaker, or weakening, I should say, against the euro? But when good news comes out and the dollar loses value, bad news comes out and the dollar gains value. The Forex market is crazy, and that's why you have to pay extra special attention. Okay? Secure your trades. Cash in when you can. There's always going to be another opportunity, people. Always. So as of right now, there's nothing going on. I'm waiting for price to slip down past to break all this nonsense and or reach up back here, which I honestly still don't believe it's going to reach up there. It doesn't look good. Although you got higher highs. Let me see. Any classically trained Forex or any trader for that matter, any chartist will tell you, if you see higher highs like these and higher lows like these, that indicates an uptrend. Now what it's doing is when this is my term, I call it listing. Okay, just like, if you ate too much or you drank too much and you're leaning to one side, but you're headed in one direction, it's staggering. Now, it's staggering to one side. It is listing to the upside, but it is hitting major resistance at 1.2. Now, if we scroll back in time, we can see that this 1.2 level was also hit back 3 years ago in August, and it did slip back down before climbing back up to its latest all-time high, which was the 1.25 level, and before that it was 1.4. But I want you guys to pay extra special attention that this is a down move overall, okay? And I don't believe it's going to keep going up. Europe is not built to take out the US. It just isn't. All this is all temporary, and it's going to come in the long term. Price is going to come back down, and you'll see that I was right. There's no way. But I'm just a trader. I'm not an investor. Well, at least not in Forex. I trade what I see. So what I see here is I see price wants to come back down. There's a lot of support here, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. It's just going to take one bit of good news, or actually, I can't even say good news anymore because I'm telling you, it's doing the opposite. This candle here is after ADP said less jobs, and we have a drop. So you go figure it. The pound dollar, ladies and gentlemen, pound dollar looks the same. The news came out today, price went back down. However, you can see that the bulls fought back. You have a long spike candle, which to me, it always means up. But it looks pretty much the same. Price nearly reached 135. That's a different high than, let's see. Oh, look at this. 135. 135 was the last high. The last time it reached 135, it came crashing down. That's a nice big crunch. About 15%, 15.5%. That's exactly what I want to see. I would love a 15.5% drop. I want to buy something new. Daddy wants some new toys. And I would love a 15% drop on this. Would basically cash out my whole year. I could stop trading for the year. It'll pay for my life for a whole year if I can get 15%. A one-time 15% drop. That would be awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen again. And you can see here that over the years, you're still seeing it. It looks the same. It's a down move all the way. Down, down, down. Price is reaching the last time it hit this high again. See? And this is the third time. 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. Nearly 4, but 3 good ones. Here's 1 in March 2019. Here's 2, December 2019. And here we have September 2020 for the third strike. Now where is it going to fall if it does go? I'd like for it to fall at least all the way back to its March 2020 low. But who knows? It can hit any one of these targets all the way down. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. And we can grab some pips along the way. Moving on to the NZD USD. Yes, that's right. The only trade I have open. Now, I messed up yesterday, and I said I had 80 secured. What happened was I moved it to 66.81. So I took that, and I said it was 60. It was actually, I was secured 60. But today I moved it up. And today I secured 80. I got in at 66.21 and I secured it at 67.01 just to make it an even 80. And we'll see what happens. It's starting to arc, but that doesn't mean anything. It can arc and come down or shoot back up. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Price spiked and hit 67.8, and then price spiked up again and went through 67.8. And then today it hasn't even reached 67.8. But it's only been 3 hours since the new candle started. So I might close it tomorrow if I get a triple tap. I just don't see. I'm going to go off after this. I'm going to analyze. I usually analyze at noon and at midnight over here on the West Coast. And we'll see what happens. I'll take a look at my charting over there. And we'll see what happens. It feels oversold, but I still think it has room to run. It didn't weaken as much as I thought it would compared to the euro and the pound when the news came out for the ADP. So who knows? Maybe it'll actually strengthen a little bit more and I can move my stop a little bit higher. But basically I'm paid for. I might move it a point or two to cover any spread if and when I close my trade. I'll close it at a higher amount so I can pay myself back for the spread and the interest that I am paying right now. So right now, yeah, still this is my only open trade in my U.S. portfolio. I actually have a few open trades in my yen portfolio, which are doing okay. I think I got 3 open trades and all are secure for profit. If you're interested in hearing and seeing what I do with the yen pairs, of which is the Aussie yen, CAD yen, Swiss yen, Euro yen, Pound yen, and NZD JPY, is what I cover in my JPY, my yen portfolio, which I actually enjoy trading the yen. I love Japan and all that stuff. I even like cooking Japanese food and eating Japanese food. I think it's an awesome culture. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, head on over to Bear Forex and you can see how you can get involved with that. If you want to see my recent results, they just posted yesterday. You can go to my website, my blog at bearforex.com and click on Japanese yen portfolio. The stuff there is from a few years. So although I've been trading it for years, it's just for the past couple of years. You can see the results there. And those are my results that I got from my trading. Now, moving on to the U.S. CAD. The U.S. CAD is starting to flatten out today. Looks like that news didn't do much to it. 1, 2, 3, 4 times it struck the same general area. But of course that happened here as well. Now, this is something here that I want to talk about real quick. I'm going to try to keep these videos under 15 to 20 minutes, but I already passed 15, but I'm almost done. So here we go. When you see something like this, I take it as an opportunity, because you can either now, you can elect to go short. However, I am so convinced that this thing is oversold. But I also thought it was oversold up here, right? And here we go. I thought it was all oversold here, and then we have a nearly 1% drop or 157-point move that I could have got a piece of, but I didn't. I still think it's oversold. However, when you see stuff like this is all indecision. And indecision is just that. It doesn't know which way it wants to go. Odds are it's supposed to go up, but who knows? But this is an opportunity here. This is a wait and see, because it needs to break in a certain direction. If it falls down, you want it to break the last time it hit anything, which was 1.3. If it goes up, I would like to see it smash through up here at 1.3250. But we'll have to see. Some people will take the high risk of placing a stop, or placing an order here and here, but I wouldn't do that if I was you. I did that before when we used to trade the news, and for the most part I used to get hammered, or what we called whiplashed. Moving on to the USD Swiss. USD Swiss looks like it did what it was supposed to do with the news today. The good news came out, and I mean, this was actually an up candle from on the 1st. So this is today's candle, and this is the current candle. So it didn't affect it much, although you could see some indecision here, or some, looks like the bears were winning for, the bears were winning for a little while, despite the good news. Or bad news, I'm sorry. No, that was correct. They were supposed to do that. Yeah, see, I just lost my own self here with all this craziness. This was supposed to look like that. The ADP announcement should have made this come down, but it didn't. It made it go up, although the bulls did fight. And now it's continuing its up move. However, if I place my cursor right here, you can see it's hitting right up against all this congestion, all this traffic. If I want to trade this, price has got to move higher. I want it clear of all this nonsense. Okay? And so right now I'm just not doing anything. And last but not least is the USD JPY. And it looks like ever since Abe announced he was leaving, that price is lifting to the upside for the US dollar, which means the Japanese yen is weakening. However, it's only been a couple of days here, and these candles aren't much. It's also not tradable. Nothing's really happening here. I need it to hustle. It needs to move in a direction. Pick a move, even for short terms. You like this one. You can't trade this, not on the dailies. But if you look at the 4-hour, you possibly could have made something. Although maybe not, because this is kind of messy here too. And this is too big of a candle to get in. You'd have to wait for a little bit of a retrace, which it didn't do. So I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't have. Maybe you wouldn't have. At least the way I trade, you maybe wouldn't have. All right. Well, that's going to be it. Let me keep this under 20 minutes. Turn off my chart. Thanks everybody for stopping by and listening to me mumble through this. It'll get better over time probably, and if it doesn't, who cares? Visit me at bearforex.com. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at bearforextrading@gmail.com. Visit my Patreon at bearforex, and follow me on Twitter under the handle bearforex. Until tomorrow, see ya.